Okay, let me see if I'm recording. Yep. Hello, YouTube. I'm back. It's December 20th. Hunting season in Southern Zone is officially over today with the muzzleloader. As some of you may see, I'm not carrying around a muzzleloader. I have my rifle, and that's because my muzzleloader is rusted to shit. Because when I first bought it, I was a little younger, I didn't have much money to spend. I bought pretty much the cheapest one, and it's kicking me in the ass. Anyway, where have I been? Hunting. A lot of hunting. How did I do? Between me and my father, we got 3 does this year. The reason why I haven't posted any hunting video is because I never had a good camera arm for my tree, and I had a cheap one. It was like a $25 job. I thought it was going to be okay. I took it out the first night, and it didn't secure to the tree right. I had deer coming out. I couldn't get the it wasn't smooth, like the pivots weren't smooth, and it ended up because I was jostling with it so much, I ended up spooking a deer. It wasn't big, but still I spooked the deer, and I don't see any other reason besides the camera arm. I did it again, and I was having issues with with the camera arm staying flush on the tree, so the camera arm was like on an angle. It was just like, you know, fuck this. You know, most of my subscribers, I think, are here for the food plots anyway. So next year, I'll probably invest in a better mount, and I'll try it again. What do I got to lose? So, like I said, I ended up getting 1 doe with the bow, small deer, yearling. Ended up being about a 40-yard shot. It was at 42 yards, and I shot her, and I nailed her. And then I got another one with the rifle on December 9th. And I think my dad got one the week before, another big doe. This year we were lucky enough to get permits for where we hunt, doe tags for where we hunt, and we didn't have to eat them, which would have killed me. So, how's the food plots doing? The winter greens, right? Was winter greens I planted? Unreal. That blend will always have a spot on this property for as long as I'm doing food plots. The amount of deer that I saw on that food plot was unreal. There was nights when I was bow hunting after it was actually earlier. I didn't want to shoot a doe. I was waiting for a buck. So there was nights where I would have, the most I had was, I believe, it was 6 does in a 1/4 acre food plot. It was the end of the night, and I'm literally trying to spook them out. I'm clapping, yo, yelling. I'm picking up my lifeline rope, and I'm thrashing it around on the leaves. They would spook, and they would literally come right back out before I even got down from the ladder. So, I mean, this is like a magnet. And I'm going to pan around now. As you can see, it's December 20th. I'm going to show you how this is messed up. The pure attraction was, the turnips were hit more aggressively a little bit earlier than the radishes. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to show you the radishes first, and then we're going to take a walk over to the pure attraction, and I'll show you that next. So I'm going to leave this even on the stand. So here is a regular, where deer haven't been. This is just native little grass stuff. Nothing of real value. And here is where the pure attraction was. I mean, the wintergreens were. So, I mean, proof is right there. I mean, they're pulling at this stuff. They're really getting into it. I'll take a walk right through the middle. Look, I mean, you can see where they pour, and you can see the radishes. And I pulled out, I mean, droppings. I mean, there's just sign everywhere. Look at all this, the way it's tracked up compared to, you know, here. So there's no doubt about it that these deer are hitting this hard. And I mean, look at that. There's nothing there. All poured away. Or hoofed away? I don't know what the right term is, but hoofed away probably. Look at this. So again, this took really good. I ended up planting it, I can't even remember the day. I'm sorry for the camera shaking. I'm just putting the legs of my tripod in so I could walk. And the radishes are just barely anything left. I mean, look at that. There's not much left of it. And look, I mean, it's just completely. And this is fresh. I mean, this dirt is fresh because it's been snowing every night. So you could see how much they're eating. Will this last the whole winter? Probably not. There's a nice one that's left. Another one. But a lot of it isn't poured still, or hoofed, or dug up. So it's just this food plot was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, she grew good. Look at this. Look at that hole that they made. Just to get to that little radish right in there. It came up really good. It wasn't too hard to plant. I mean, plant just like anything else. If you have the equipment, or you know, if you're willing to do some work, it doesn't have to be big. Look at that. And you just get something down to help them get through, you know, some cold nights. So this is late season benefits. In this area, I know in a lot of parts of the country, hunting usually goes until January. Unfortunately in New York, today is the last day of muzzleloader for most of the state. There are some parts of the state that go through the year, well, through the end of the year. I mean, what the hell else do you want? Look at that. Unfortunately, the spots that I do have that I can continue to hunt till the rest of the year are all, I don't own any of those properties. Those are, you know, I'm members of a club, or, you know, friend, so I just go and find pinch points and hunt those. So, here's all the tracks. I mean, they come from everywhere. Here's my clover now. Clover really isn't getting hit too much because of all this beautiful carbohydrates that they have now in these radishes. But I mean, look at the tracks. The tracks are coming from everywhere. Coming right out of those woods. I mean, it's all heavy bedding in there once you get in about 30-40 yards. And they just come out, they pour out. So, there's a tree stand. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's a good product. It definitely works, and it's definitely going to get planted again next year. I'm probably going to end up planting the same size plot, just over one. You know, in the bare area, I'll plant a nice strip there, turn this over and my pure attraction to clover, so I could leave that alone for a few years. So any fall food plot that I plan on turning over to a perennial. You know, while it's soft and diggable, I guess. You know, this is pretty soft already because I sowed it once. So I'm gonna turn it over. I mean, there are some radishes here. I don't know how long it'll last, but we're into December now, middle of December. We have January is usually pretty tough. February is usually pretty tough. I'm pretty sure this will probably last. I mean, there's a nice bunch of radish. This will probably last, I would have to say, at least until mid-January. And then again, it depends on the weather. You know, you're liable in this zone to wake up to 1.5 feet of snow that won't disappear for a month. So everything is depending. But there's my winter greens. I can smell the deer shit. I can smell deer piss all in here. So they're in here. Now I'm gonna take a walk to my pure attraction. Am I recording? I can't see shit. Yep. I don't even know if you can see my head or not. So here we are at the Pure Attraction food plot, and looks like they still haven't hit it. They still haven't found it yet. Look, I just happened to be walking backwards. It's still here. So that's good. I like that they didn't have. I like the fact that they didn't hit it. What that tells me is that food plot is probably sustaining them for now. If that one lasts them until the middle of January, this will probably take them until the end of January, beginning of February. And then after that, you know, it's in God's hands. I can only do so much. They are starting to find it. I mean, there are a couple of spots that are dug up. And I'll show you that right now. Show you that. So that's dug up. Over here is dug up. There's another spot there that's dug up. And back in here is dug up. So I guess as the winter gets a little harsher, they will start to look for some more. I did hunt over. I put a stand over here in that corner one night only. It was the same night that I shot my doe with the bow. I think it was October. When was it? October? I don't remember when it was. And there, I mean, obviously there was more green up here. And two deer came. Now there's the road. The main road is right there. The main street road, like for vehicles. Two deer came up here, 4-point and a doe. They were eating in this, you know, in the food plot, the leaves. And off to my left, just like I said, when I was making the food plots, the deer are going to come out of there. I never saw so many bucks together. I saw 5 bucks and a doe. Again, I didn't take my camera because I was fed up with the camera arm that I had. But I mean, this sucked them in too. So these food plots have definitely increased our deer, not population, but as many as we see. More, you know, we see more now because of this. So I'm just gonna see if I can find an area. And I remember in here was pretty thick with turnips. I'm gonna see if I can just find an area and see if I can pull up a turnip and if they haven't hit it for sure. I'd rather them not hit it, to be honest. So we got something down there. See the tops. And they'll feed on the top parts. They don't necessarily only need to eat the turnip. Huh. I mean, there's plenty of grass. Brassicas, rather. This is tiring. No, I don't think they hit it. Look what I just found. Holy crap. Look what I just dug up. Pretty much untouched. So this is a good thing. So basically what they'll do is eat the tops first and come back for the turnips. So I found two. I mean, there's got to be a couple thousand in here from when I planted them. So I think we should be good. The deer should be good for the next few weeks. And this had a good amount too. There was a pretty good yield. I won't say yield because I picked it. It was a pretty good crop this year. So I'm confident that we'll have a bunch of deer here. Probably at night it's loaded in the other one, in the other food plot. Over here, obviously, just by looking at the tracks, you could tell it hasn't been hit too hard. And that's why I'm finding, you know, the turnips in here still. So, I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want you guys to think I'm, you know, I'm just kind of digging aimless and looking for stuff. I mean, look at this. This is all still good brassica stuff, brassica tops. I'm sure there's a turnip in there somewhere. Well, the deer could probably smell them. So their digging is probably a lot more accurate than mine is. And they're built to dig like that, not me. So that's my year-end, I guess, food plot update. I'm very sorry that I didn't get much hunting footage like I anticipated to, but it just didn't work out this year. Again, we were successful. We ended up with 3 does. I got one with my bow, one with the gun. My dad got one with the gun. So it's been a good year. Can't really complain. And it's about 10 degrees today. But it's not so bad because there's no wind. So I'm gonna go home. Nice cup of coffee. And that's it. That's it. I'll probably make a few videos throughout the winter of me complaining about how I can't do anything up here on the hunting property. But maybe you'll see some fishing stuff. I'm big into fishing too. When I first started YouTube, I was tying flies, and I got a pretty good following with that. Not too many. I mean, I only have a couple hundred, 300 subscribers, something like that. So probably see me doing some fishing next year. We're gonna change it up a little bit next year for food plots. We're gonna add a couple. Whatever annual food plot I did this year, I'm gonna, again, like I said, I'm gonna turn over to clover and leave it, you know, just so I could have continuous crop for them without having to tend to it too much. Just make the initial investment up front. Should be good. We'll check out my clover plot that I planted this year, next year, and then I'm going to add probably 2 additional fall food plots in different areas, and hope to have a better year next year, even though I'm not complaining about this year. But I'm definitely going to have to invest in a different camera arm, and that's that. So stay tuned. I'll be doing some updates, like I said, and thanks for watching. I hope you guys had a good deer season and food plot season. I can't complain about mine, and I hope the new subscribers have learned something about food plotting. If I could do it, you definitely could do it. I grew up in a city where there was nothing. There was street and cars and no lawn, no grass, no deer, no nothing. So if I could do it, you guys could definitely do it. So give back a little something, you know, if you can, anything. And that's it. Enjoy the holidays and stay tuned.